In this video, we are going to create people might know method. Over will be public function people might know. It takes one parameter, that's dollar order ID. Now the first thing that we need to do is to check and see whether the session is being set. That's this one. We copy it from here. If it's set dollar underscore user ID. So if it's set, then over here will be dollar user ID is equal to, then paste it here. Now we are going to create 5 empty arrays. So this one dollar first is equal to our empty array, which is this one. To copy it and paste it here for 4 more times. This one be our second empty array. Then this one be third. Then this one be fourth. And this one be our final. So now the first thing that we need to do, I want us to select sender from follow, that's the table follow, where receiver is the other person, meaning this one. So all people following Bruce, I want us to select it. All people following this person, I want us to select it. All people following this person, I want us to select it. That's the first thing I want us to do here. This one be dollar statement, which is equal to dollar this our notation PDO, our notation prepare. Here we select sender from follow, where receiver is equal to colon order ID. The receiver over here is the other ID, that's the other person. So the other person is this one. Over here we need to execute it. So this one dollar statement our notation execute. Then over here will be our array. Then inside it we have colon order ID. Then this one be our notation dollar order ID, which is this one. Now we'll use this one is third, not order ID. This one is third. Now we'll use a while loop to loop through. Any data that we will get from the sender, we'll add it to this one. So this one will be while. So this one dollar row is equal to dollar statement our notation fetch. This one will be PDO colon fetch underscore obj. Okay, so now this is what we have. So this one dollar first, and this one be dollar row our notation sender. Okay, so now we have this one. Now the second thing that I want us to do is to get all people that I'm following, all people that someone is following. I want us to get it. So over here, copy this one from here and paste it here. This one will be mine. That's the people that I'm following. This one will be mine. So this one too will be mine. This one too will be mine. This time around, instead of sender, it will be receiver. Then over here, instead of receiver, it will be sender. Then here, instead of order ID, it will be me. Me. Then this one too, it will be me. Or sender. Instead of writing me, you can type here sender if you want sender. Here to be sender. Then here will be the user ID. That's the user who log in. So this one be user underscore ID. And we are returning not the sender, but rather the receiver. Okay, so this is it. And this one be the second. Then over here will be the second. Okay. So now this is what we have. So now copy this one from here. Now the second thing I want us to do, I want to get all people following Samuel. All people following Samuel. I want us to get it. This one be order. Order. This one too will be order. Instead of copying this one, you should copy this one rather. So remove this one from here. Copy this one. Then over here, just paste it here. So this one be order. This one too be order. Okay. So here, select sender from where receiver is. Receiver, the person receiving is me. So this one is order. Then here will not be statement, but rather order. Then over here, the receiver over here is me. This one will be me. Then this one will not be the order ID, but rather the user underscore ID. That's the person who log in. And this one will not be order ID, but rather me. Okay. Then this one will be the third. Okay. So now this is what we have. So now the next thing I want us to do is to look through this one, this first array, and check and see whether the value, that's the user ID, is inside the second array. So if it's inside, then over here attach the value to the final result. So over here will be what? For each and this one be $first as $key, all notation $value. Then over here will be if in underscore array. Then this one be $value, then comma $second. So if the user ID that has a sender that we got from here is inside this one, and add the value to the final. That's what we are trying to do. So over here will be $final is equal to $value, the semicolon. Okay. Then over here we have $order is equal to array underscore reverse. And this one be $final. Okay, so now let's look through this one. I'll reverse the array. So right, let's look through it. So this one be for each $order as $key, our notation $value. And over here will be array underscore on shift. Then this one be $third, then comma $value, semicolon. Okay. Here is supposed to be fourth. Okay. Now I want us to count the number of elements inside this one. This one be $count is equal to count $final. So if $count is equal to 0, for the meantime let's return no results. or no record, then semicolon. So over here will be single quote, dot dot. Then this one dollar this, how notice people might know. This one with dollar user how notation user underscore ID. Okay. So now let's go here, refresh it. So now as you can see, we are getting what? No record. Meaning that someone is not following anyone here. That's why we are getting no record. So if no record, so over here we are getting no record, correct? So cut it from here. Now we are going to check and see whether Brown is following this one. Even though Samuel is not following this one, but is Brown following Samuel? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. So if Brown is following Samuel, then over here we'll display a message here that follows you, meaning that Brown follows what? Samuel. So if Samuel like also follow what? Brown. Okay. So over here will be if count. So I'm counting the number of people in this one following Samuel. So this one contain the number of people following Samuel. So count. Then this one be third. It's not empty. Meaning it's not equal to 0. So if it's not equal to 0, meaning it's containing something. You can also say that if count third is greater than 0, this one is the same thing as count third is greater than 0, meaning that it contains something. So if it contains something, then over here, let's do var underscore dam dollar third, which is this one. Okay. So now let's go here and refresh it. Okay. We are not getting anything. So now Samuel should follow this one, which is this guy. So now click here. So now Samuel is following this person. Okay, so now refresh here. Okay. So as you can see over here, we are getting something over here. Array, right? We are getting some all this stuff, there is a bag. But we are getting something which is good. Okay, so we are getting what 0 over here. Okay, so I want us to get the value. That's the 11 over here. I want us to get it. This one will be an if statement again. If dollar third, get it. This is how we do it. Now I've gotten the value. So I'll compare it against the other ID, which is this one. So this one will be if this one is equal to dollar other ID. Meaning that if 11 over here is equal to this person ID, then we'll display a message over here. Because we'll not display a message for this one. Because only Samuel is following this person. So, which is this one. So, if this one is equal to this one, then over here, we return follows you, a semicolon. Okay, so now let's refresh it. So as you can see, we are not seeing anything. So now let's refresh it again. So as you can see over here, follows you. So mean our logic has worked. So over here too, you can implement another functionality. If new user register, you can check for the date. Then over here, display a message here saying that new user account or something like that. But I think this one is okay. So now let's implement our second logic. Else now Samuel is following this person. What if this person choose to follow Amma? If this person over here is following Amma, then we display a message here. Now refresh it. So we display a message here that what this person followed, so is followed by what? This guy. So that's the logic that we are going to implement. So this one will be else if dollar count. So if the count is equal to 1, then over here will be what? Return followed by, then dot concatenate it with what? Okay. So over here scroll up, attach comma here, then this one dollar user. Then over here we can choose to do it anywhere, but I prefer to do it here. So this one dollar user, that's this annotation user is equal to new user. I'm creating an instance of the user class, which is this one. In order for me to get details. Okay. So over here we got name shorten, which is this one. Then inside it we have dollar days annotation user annotation get details. This get details method is two parameter. The ID, the what. The what is the username that you want to get. So the ID is which one? This guy. The fourth over here contain our element. So over here, comment on this one so that I'll show you guys. Over here, just do var underscore down fourth semicolon. Okay. So over here, refresh it. So as you can see over here, we are getting something over here because Samuel is following what? Amma. So that's why we are getting something over here. 12. So over here, we want to get only the 12. So 0. So this is how we use to get the value. I want to get the value which is 12. So this is how we use to get the value. So over here, remove this in from here. Now comment on this one. I just want to display the name, right? To make it more fun. So over here, it will be what? $4, then this one be 0, then comma what? The what is the username. I want to get the username. You can choose to get the full name if you want. Anything that you want, you can choose to get it. So select what. Maybe if you want to get the profile pic, you can choose to get. But right now, I want to get the username. Then this one be the limit. I want it to be 20 character. It's up to you, which is this one. Okay. So now let's refresh it. So as you can see, followed by this one, meaning that our logic has worked fine, which is this one. Okay. Else if is 2, else if dollar count is triple equal to 2. So if dollar count is triple equal to 2, copy this one from here. You will perform it over here, then concatenate it. So this one be dot dot, then this one be double quote, then and leave a space, then copy this one from here. I mean this one, then paste it here. Okay. The same thing. Else if it's more than. So else if it's more than 3, then what are you supposed to do? So else if $count is greater than 2. So if $count is greater than 2, then we slice it. So this one $slice. That's our variable is called array underscore slice. Then will be $4 comma 1. Then this one be semicolon. Then this one y will just return. So copy this one from here. Yeah, this one, copy it from here and return it here. What are we supposed to do? We need to concatenate it. So this one be dot, then paste it here. This one be plus, leave a space here, leave a space here. And this one be dot count, $slice, dot, and more, this semicolon. So this one over here, that is the same logic that Instagram is implementing. So this one over here will display the first name. After that, any number following it to be maybe 5 more people or 10 more people is following. Right? That's the same logic that Instagram is implementing. Okay. So now let's go back, refresh it. Okay. So you are not getting any error. So meaning our logic has worked. Okay. So now over here, you can choose to implement that functionality over here. To check and see whether the user has already or has created a new account. So if it's a new user, you display it over here. So that logic, you are going to implement it here by joining the follow with the users table. Get the sign up, the time that the user register his account. That's sign up. So you can try and do that. Sign up, display new users. So over here, you join the followers table with the users table. Then you get the time that the user sign up. If it's now, then you display it over here that new account or new user. Right? You can choose to do that one. As I said, you are going to do it here. I'm not going to do that. Okay. So see you in the next video.